The last confirmed sighting of Nalan Wells placed him on Horn Island at 3:00 p.m. on July 4th. He was 18 years old, 6'1", a college-wide receiver, blue swim trunks, no shirt, sunglasses. The undeveloped barrier island, 8 miles off the Mississippi coast, was crowded with holiday boaters. But when the boat that brought him there turned back for the mainland that afternoon, Nalan was not aboard. 2 days later, a National Park Service ranger found his body in the water near the island's northwest tip. Investigators call it a likely drowning. His family says the story they've been told does not add up. This is what the record actually shows. This is Nalan Xavier Wells of Ocean Springs, Mississippi, a rising sophomore wide receiver at Southwest Mississippi Community College. The next season, the next semester, just weeks away. On July 3rd, the night before the holiday, he cooked dinner for his parents at the family home. His mother, Christine Wonsley, knew her son's habits well. He documented everything. Snapchat was his running diary, everyday moments, laughter, plans. His phone was an extension of his life. That detail will matter. July 4th, 2026. Nalan and 3 friends leave a private dock in Ocean Springs, just east of Biloxi, and motor 8 miles across the Mississippi Sound to Horn Island, a federally protected stretch of white sand and dunes with no roads, no facilities, and no way on or off except by boat. On Independence Day, it is packed with holiday crowds. Around 3:00 p.m., Nalan is seen there for the last time. Around 4:30 p.m., the friend's boat reportedly runs into trouble, a failing bilge pump, water coming in. The boat leaves for the mainland. Nalan does not leave with it. Sheriff John Ledbetter would later relay what witnesses told his office. Nalan chose to stay on the island, assuming he would catch another ride back. Whatever the reason, the last boat he was known to board had gone, and the holiday crowds were thinning with the daylight. Near 11:00 p.m., one of the friends called Nalan's mother. That same night, a friend also contacted the U.S. Coast Guard, a call the Coast Guard would later say did not require Coast Guard assistance, declining to explain further. No search was launched that night. By midnight, Christine Wonsley called the Jackson County Sheriff's Office herself and reported her son missing. Miles of open water lay between her and wherever her son was. What happened on that island between the last sighting and the darkness is the heart of this case. The official record captures only fragments, and 2 of those fragments have consumed the internet. The first is a video. Widely circulated on social media, it shows a crowded stretch of beach and a heated argument. Attorney Ben Crump, retained by the family, stated he believed one of the voices was Nalan's, saying, "Give me my freaking phone." But that account is directly disputed. A young man named Trayston Shepard, who was on Horn Island that day, told Rolling Stone the voice in the clip is his own, that the video captured a separate argument, one that had nothing to do with Nalan Wells. His account was corroborated by his girlfriend, his uncle, and a family friend seen in the footage. Authorities have not confirmed the video's authenticity or any connection to the case. What the sheriff's office did do was ask the public for every photo and video taken on the northwest part of Horn Island that day, particularly those depicting alleged altercations. The second fragment is Nalan's phone. According to the family, the friends left the island carrying Nalan's phone and his keys, and did not volunteer that fact. His mother says the Life 360 app placed the phone on land while Snapchat activity suggested Nalan was still on the island. And when the phone was returned to her, she says, messages appeared to have been deleted, no Snapchat content at all from July 4th, from a young man who documented everything. These are allegations from the family, not findings confirmed by investigators, but they are the reason this case refuses to settle. The morning of July 5th, the search machine finally spun up. At 12:26 p.m., the sheriff's office formally requested Coast Guard assistance. By 5:54 p.m., a command post stood at the Lake Mars boat launch. The response grew into a coalition. Sheriff's deputies from 2 counties, the Coast Guard, Mississippi Marine Resources, the National Park Service, Biloxi Fire, State Wildlife, Fisheries and Parks, and the United Cajun Navy. The volunteer search group activated after Nalan's mother reached out to them directly. Search crews worked the water and walked the island's shoreline. The Cajun Navy's Vice President, Brian Trasher, noted one detail about conditions that day: strong rip currents around Horn Island, the kind that can overpower even a capable swimmer. Through July 5th and into the night, the search continued, an undeveloped island roughly a dozen miles long, and open Gulf water in every direction. Volunteers from the Cajun Navy covered ground the boats could not see. Families on the coast followed every update. For one more night, there was still a version of this story where Nalan Wells walked out of the dunes and asked what all the fuss was about. Monday, July 6th, around 8:45 a.m., a National Park Service ranger spotted a body in the water just off the island's northwest tip. By late morning, Nalan's family had been taken to the coroner's office in Pascagoula. By early afternoon, they confirmed the news publicly. Jackson County Coroner Bruce Lind later confirmed the identity through dental records. His initial examination found no immediate, obvious signs of trauma or foul play. From there, 2 versions of this case began to diverge. The official version: the Jackson County Sheriff's Office is investigating a death, not a homicide. The working theory is drowning. No foul play is suspected. The 3 friends were interviewed. Judge Ashley Cole, a county judge, and the mother of one of them, publicly stated that her son cooperated fully with investigators. No one has been charged. No one has been named a suspect. A state autopsy was performed at the Mississippi Medical Examiner's Coast Lab, with toxicology results expected to take weeks. Until those results come back, the cause and manner of death remain officially unreleased. The family's version: none of this makes sense. Nalan's parents went on Good Morning America to break their silence, a mother and father asking on national television for the one thing the record had not given them: a coherent account of their son's last hours. Who was supposed to give Nalan that ride home? Why did the first calls go out near 11:00 p.m., hours after the boat left without him? And why did no organized search begin until the following afternoon? Ben Crump and Reverend Al Sharpton, standing with the family, cited what they called glaring contradictions in the witness accounts. How does a 6'1" college athlete, a capable swimmer by his family's account, drown off a crowded island on the 4th of July? Why did his body surface only on the 3rd day? Why the late-night phone calls that triggered no search? Sharpton put it bluntly: what we've been told does not make sense. The family did not stop at questions. On July 8th, Nalan's body was flown to Washington, D.C. for an independent autopsy performed by a forensic examiner chosen specifically for having no ties to Mississippi law enforcement. On July 10th, the family stood with Crump and Sharpton at a press conference in New York, demanding what they called a full, transparent, and urgent investigation. The independent results were expected that same day. Canceled flights delayed them. As of this recording, they have not been released. Neither have the states. Before weighing any theory, one thing has to be cleared away. Much of what you have heard about this case is not in the record. Within days, the internet flooded with viral posts and AI-generated videos presenting rumor as fact. Online sleuths accused Nalan's friends and their families, with no charges, no named suspects, and no official finding behind them. Judge Cole received documented death threats, and Christine Wonsley, Nalan's own mother, publicly pleaded for the AI rumor videos about her son to be taken down. Grief had become content. Whatever happened on Horn Island, the people closest to it were now being harmed by stories the record does not support. So what do the competing explanations actually look like against that record? A random attack by a stranger on the island. Investigators found nothing to support it. No altercation scene tied to Nalan. No signs of trauma on the initial examination. The theory has no traction with law enforcement. Foul play by the friends, the internet's favorite. It is an emotionally charged theory built mostly on the viral video and the phone allegations. But the video's connection to Nalan is disputed by the man who says the voice is his and unconfirmed by authorities. The friends were interviewed, and per the sheriff's office, no foul play is suspected, charged with nothing, named as suspects never. That can change if evidence changes. As of today, it has not. Accidental drowning, the working theory of the sheriff's office. It has physical circumstances on its side, a barrier island surrounded by open Gulf water, and documented rip currents that day strong enough to endanger a swimmer. What it does not yet have is a final ruling. The state's cause of death is pending toxicology. The family's independent autopsy is pending release. Between those two documents may sit the answer, confirmation of the official theory, or the first hard evidence against it. Horn Island endures unchanged, a silent stretch of sand and dunes off the Mississippi coast. On July 11th, more than 100 people gathered in Ocean Springs, demanding transparency and a full investigation. Colin Kaepernick helped fund the family's independent autopsy. Tyler Perry covered the funeral costs, and a mother who lost her son on the 4th of July is still waiting for toxicology, for the independent findings, for an account of her son's last hours that finally holds together. This case is still open, and the most important documents in it have not yet been released. When they are, we will cover what they actually say. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And so these cases get told from the record, not the rumors. If this story matters to you, leave a like and tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Until the facts come in, the last confirmed image of Nalan Wells remains a young man on a white sand island on the 4th of July, 8 miles from home, and one boat rides short of getting there.